Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Talkies with me, Clinton Dsouza, only on Herald TV. Today I have with me a former journalist. He's one of the former well-known editor as well and a media consultant also. But today everyone will be shocked, why am I interviewing a journalist in a Sports Talkies show? Well, basically this man at the age 60 plus has broken all the records. He has broken the stereotypes at saying that at the age of 55 plus, I need to sit on the rocking chair. He has made sure that he will be the finisher, one of the finisher from Goa at the age of 60 plus for the recently concluded triathlon. And I have with me none other than Rahul Chadwarkar, sir. Sir, first of all, welcome to Herald.
Thank you.
Coming straight to the question, everyone say that at the age of 60, everyone has diabetes, some kind of a problem, something or the other. You have broken all the records. You finished a massive, you have cycled, you have run, you have swim deep in the sea, and then you made it to the finishing when you have, before the interview, sir was explaining to me also about the time, the cutoff time that you had. You made sure that you have broken all the barriers. So how was it? Because you need a proper motivation, dedication, and a proper training and proper kind of a well-planned train period. So explain to us, the viewers especially, your journey when it comes to, because you also said it's been, I think, 6 years?
6 years that I am doing triathlon.
Yeah, exactly. So just brief us first about why and what you are.
Yeah, so thank you, thank you to the viewers and the team Herald for inviting me for this interview. See, essentially, I have been, I was very fortunate to go to sporting schools. When I was a child, I was in Don Bosco, Panjim. So that's where I learnt my first football lessons. So I thank Don Bosco for that. Then I was in St. Vincent's High School, Pune, which is one of the leading sports schools in Pune, sporting schools run by Jesuits. And the Jesuits are always very keen on academics and sport as a combination. So thanks to all those wonderful Jesuits who taught us, I learnt my real sports in St. Vincent's High School. So I learnt how to run. Largely athletics is what I was very fond of, and a bit of hockey. Later in college, I represented multiple sports. I represented college in cricket, hockey, and athletics actually, and that held me in good stead even in my whole corporate first and then journalism media career. Even when I was a busy newspaper editor, I used to keep 1 hour in the morning for sport. Many people don't do it, but I did it because I thank my school for that. So sports was part of my DNA. Both my parents, my mother and father were sports people, and they taught us a lot of sport. My brother played state level basketball, so there was a lot of sport in the family. In any case, I kept myself fit by at least swimming, cycling or running through my media career. So when I quit mainstream journalism at the age of 52 and came to Goa and settled down, I thank Goa from the bottom of my heart for introducing me to endurance sport. See, Goa as a state and with all its natural resources is excellent for triathlon training and to introduce people to the sport of triathlon. Triathlon, I'll tell you very simply to the viewers, it's swim, bike, run. So at the Olympics, there is something called the Olympic distance triathlon, which is 51.5 kilometers. So there's a 1.5 kilometer swim, 40 kilometer cycling, 10 kilometer running. And most people who aim to do Ironman start with an Olympic distance triathlon. That's ideal because you get to know what a triathlon is and all that. And you need to train at least 6 months before any triathlon. A sprint triathlon, maybe you can do it in 2 and 3 months. But an Olympic distance triathlon, you need 6 months. And Ironman, so what happened? My journey in brief is 2017. I attempted my first Olympic distance triathlon in Goa at the Bambolim beach, and I was very successful because I had trained hard and I learned sea swimming only. Got introduced to sea swimming only few months before that. But that was an excellent introduction to triathlon, and after 3 Olympic distance triathlons, I attempted a Ironman 70.3. So, do you want me to tell you what an Ironman 70.3 is?
Definitely.
So the Ironman
That was my
70
next question, actually.
Yeah, the Ironman 70.3, Clinton, is essentially double of an Olympic distance triathlon. So 51.5 kilometers, as I explained, is the Olympic distance triathlon, and 113 kilometers is Ironman 70.3. 70.3 indicates the miles, because it's an American concept. So 1.9 kilometers open water swim, means it could be sea, lake or river, no swimming pool. Then followed by 90 kilometers of cycling, and then followed by a 21 kilometer half marathon to be completed in 8.5 hours. Now, when we did it on 8th of October, a few days ago in Goa, it was very hot. It was 35 degrees. So the swim was cloudy weather, but the cycling and the running was under the hot sun. And I must tell you how difficult the cycling was. The swim was comfortable for most people.
Yes.
Because they kept us away from the Mandovi River. So we didn't have to fight the Mandovi River currents. We were more in the softer bay, the Karanzale Bay. But the cycling, for people especially in Goa, will immediately understand what it is all about. We had to climb the Bambolim hill 3 times. The Bambolim Goa Medical College hill 3 times, and the Siridao flyover from the Agasai side 3 times.
Okay.
And then the Ribandar Causeway 3 times with a U-turn. So that was 90 kilometers, and we had to again finish it within a cut-off time. And the run was, I think, very brutal because we started, most of us started running between 12 and 3 o'clock. So it was 35 degrees. We needed a lot of electrolytes, water and all. We had to run from Miramar to Raj Bhavan and back 3 times. Okay. And see, this time I must tell you, I didn't have a coach for the first time for this Ironman. I mean, I preferred not to have a coach this time, and I only practiced 3 months. So it was very tough. I just finished with 2 minutes to spare. So 8 hours 30 minutes is the final cutoff. I did it in 8 hours 28 minutes.
You said, and you were just few minutes.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. So nick of time, So technically, this in my mind is my last Ironman race, because it's a lot of hard work. When I say Ironman race, I will do sprint triathlons and I'll keep running 10-kilometer runs and I'll do sea swims and all. But I may not take part in an Ironman triathlon anymore because I've been there, done that, So this time I practiced only 3 months, and that told in the event, because when you finished with 2 minutes to spare, you need 6 months of practice and you ideally need a coach.
So you as you said, you practiced for 6 months.
I practiced only 3 months.
3 months.
Time, yeah.
3 months. But okay, your practice for 3 months. But what is the diet when it comes to? I think it will be very strict when it comes to your diet, your behavior towards certain things, your proper sleep plan, your routine. So explain to us the routine also.
See, what happens? That's a good question. See, you need to, like all doctors prescribe, you need to sleep 7 hours minimum. You can't be sleeping 5 hours and do training in the morning. So you must sleep a full 7 hours. If a little more, it doesn't harm you. But ideally, you should get up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning, because you have to make use of the early morning hours when it's a little cooler. And typically what Ironman coaches do is they chart out a swim, bike, run schedule through the week. Okay. They give you 1 day rest. Sometimes Monday, sometimes Tuesday, whatever.
But not the weekends.
Not the weekend, because many people are working professionals. Okay. And so Saturday, Sunday, they have time. Yeah. So the coaches make you slog on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So, I followed that kind of schedule because I was under a coach for 2 years, 2018 to 2020. So this time I followed whatever I had learned. And so I would swim because it was the monsoon season. I used to swim at Madgaon swimming pool, which fortunately had got renovated and opened again. And then I used to cycle in the South Goa villages, and then I used to run around Benolim where I live. So, but talking of diet, ideally home food, good home cooked food is good enough. Whether you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian
doesn't matter.
Does not matter. It does not matter at all. But you must have a balanced diet. Vegetables, meat, fruits, curds, rice, roti, chapatis or bread or whatever. But it should be, you should eat whatever, it depends, a lot of people are on one meal diet and intermittent fasting and all. I'm not getting into that. But I'm saying conventional three meals should be good. Breakfast, heavy breakfast, average lunch and a light dinner. Or you can have an average lunch and an average dinner. But ideally the supper should be, you should try and finish it by 19:30 hours at 7:30 p.m. so that you can sleep by 10:30.
10:30. So you spoke about the diet, but when it comes to your routine throughout the day, you are still as a media consultant as well. So how do you manage when it comes to your training, your fitness, and also your work?
Yeah. See, fortunately, I'm not like you. You are a mainstream journalist, busy journalist. You guys work 12 hours and more every day, and I've been there, done that. But as a media publicity consultant, I am not such a busy man. I have 1 or 2 assignments in a month. So I would be busy for 5 or 7 days in a month.
Yeah.
Rest of the time I have time to train. And I have a YouTube channel which I work on. All my storytelling I do on my YouTube channel. But otherwise, I'm very fortunate to have a lot of time in hand. That's how, at the age of 54, that is 6 years back, I started endurance sport. Because I had time and I was in Goa. As a newspaper editor in Pune, it was impossible. I would never have become a triathlete.
Okay. Coming back when it comes to completing, being a finisher of this wonderful, I would say, triathlon, which just concluded on the 8th. How was it important for you to make sure that you finish it?
See,
on time.
I can show off the, very, very pretty. I must compliment Yoska, the organizers, and the Ironman Goa team for bringing out this medal. You might get a close up. The point is, it's late Mario Miranda's art. They've taken Mario Miranda's painting, and it's clearly the best medal I have ever got, or any one of us has got. So it was very important to get this medal, because like I told you, I had in my mind planned that this is my last Ironman race. It's too much hard work. so it's a good time to hang up one's boots as far as Ironman is concerned. So I had to get the finish line. I had to get the finish line, and it was tough because I was behind the clock. I was behind the clock on my running. And luckily, excellent cheering from our daughter Tanvi and one of my friends called Tony Fernandez, who's my swim coach. They were cheering me from the sides and pushing me.
Who was the one? I've seen some videos on your Facebook. Who were the ones who was recording you? Was it your daughter or some colleagues?
I don't remember that. There were a lot of people with, see, I was lucky. I have a lot of friends now in Goa, and I must thank, on the show, I must thank all the wonderful friends who cheered me on the entire route, swim, cycle, run. A whole lot of Goa-based friends or Goan friends cheered me vociferously. So that helps you, See, it's a very lonely sport. So the moment you hear, if you say Rahul, go for it and all, you get an adrenaline rush, and that helps in sport. But it was very tricky because the clock was ticking away, and like I said, that first I didn't see the finish line. Then my daughter said, "Daddy, there is only just 500 meters, 800 meters, 1 kilometer, chin up, face up," because she's a marathoner herself. Okay. So, concentrate on breathing, and such shouting was happening from the side. That helped. That helped, immensely and then when I saw the finish line, I increased my pace.
Okay. We're almost running short of time, but before I end, I want to ask you, at this age, like at my age also, I think I'm half of your age actually, honestly. But sometimes because of work, because of our schedule, as you said earlier also, or even if we have a break on weekends, we rather like we want to chill, we want to go out or just travel or make sure I sleep. So what will be your message for those, at least if you all are not participating in such big tournaments or marathons, what should we do as individuals?
Yeah. No, that's a very good question, Clinton. I was very keen to answer something like that. See, the point is, everyone doesn't have to become an Ironman triathlete to stay fit. But But my advice to everyone, all our friends who are watching this TV show, is that you must dedicate 1 hour, 60 minutes to some form of fitness every day. No
Either
excuse.
gym, run, jog, anything.
It can be anything that you enjoy. So it can be gym, it can be a gym, it can be cycling, it can be running, it can be swimming, it can be a combination of many things, because that makes it interesting that you cycle twice a day, you run twice a day, you swim twice a week, I mean. So twice a week you do something. You can do, some people can do only brisk walking and yoga. That's also good enough. Even, see, brisk walking is underrated, but brisk walking, if you do serious brisk walking for 1 hour every day, you can remain fit all your life. As long as you sleep enough, you eat correctly,
proper
healthy
diet.
food.
Yeah.
If you eat healthy food, you can always have a drink, you can drink moderately. But if you brisk walk, or if you cycle, or if you run 60 minutes a day, you're home and dry. You'll keep the doctor away.
Okay. You told it for the youth.
No, this is a general message, Clinton.
General.
This mantra is for
everyone.
From 15 to 80.
Okay.
Yeah, this, and I personally, I may not do any more Ironman triathlons, but I will be ready for a sprint triathlon, small one. I will be running 10-kilometer races all my life. I'll be swimming 1 kilometer in the sea in competition all my life. But those are not as strenuous as an Ironman. That's it. But this will be all my life. So however long I bat.
Okay, you will definitely. But I think on that note, thank you so much, sir, for coming here and giving us your time. Also, and on that note, I come to an end of this wonderful episode. I will see you next week, another edition of Sports Talkies. Until then, keep watching Herald TV.